Hello, and welcome back to Subnarrator, where we share stories of boundaries, betrayal, and the profound satisfaction of quiet triumph. Today's tale is about a son who spent a lifetime trying to earn a seat at his family's table, only to discover they were using him as an ATM. They made the mistake of uninviting him from a luxury Christmas trip, a trip he had paid for. His revenge was not loud. It was surgical, exposing their entire facade to the very audience they lived to impress. My name is Patrick. I'm 28. For as long as I can remember, my family was a performance. Dad, the patriarch, was always dressed in his tidy business armor, radiating a cold, know-it-all arrogance. Mom, the peacekeeper, perpetually supported him while ensuring everything looked perfect. And then there was Vanessa, my younger sister, the golden child. She was spirited. I was difficult. She was indulged. I was expected to sacrifice. Every Christmas was their stage. But this past year, I finally had a solid job and a steady paycheck. I wanted to contribute, not just observe. I wanted to use my success to purchase a moment of genuine family warmth. That's how the chalet arrived. I found an absolute dream property in the Highlands. Snow-draped peaks, a massive wood-burning fireplace, and windows framing picture postcard slopes. I spent weeks budgeting, searching, and finally booking the entire place. The total cost, $8,000. It was a massive financial commitment, but I genuinely believed it was the price of a real family Christmas. When I texted Dad the confirmation, he didn't say thanks. He replied, "Good. That's the least you could do." I swallowed it down, telling myself that's just Dad. But when Vanessa started bragging on social media about the chalet Dad rented, and not even mentioning my name, a cold dread began to set in. Everything fell apart on a Wednesday night in early December. I stopped by my parents' house to drop off the new boxes of decorations I'd bought. Dad and Mom were sipping wine. Vanessa was draped on the couch, discussing her ski gear. I was about to mention the holiday supplies when Dad cut me off with a chilling finality. "You're not invited to Christmas this year." I actually froze, the words hanging in the air like icicles. "What? You heard me," he replied, swirling his wine glass without looking at me. "It's going to be a family-only Christmas. We don't need complications. You can do your own thing." Vanessa sneered. "Dad just means it's going to be less stressful without you, Patrick. Don't make a scene." And Mom, the eternal neutralizer, offered a pitying glance. "Maybe it's for the best, dear. We want peace this year." The hurt was deep, but what registered most was a profound, cold clarity. For years, I've been chasing their approval, trying to fit a mold that didn't exist for me. In one arrogant sentence, Dad had slammed the door shut. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just nodded, laid the box on the floor, and said, "Fine." They expected tears and drama. They got silence. As I walked out, their smug, relieved expressions cemented my resolve. They thought they had canceled me. That night, I opened my laptop. I secretly reversed the recent family money transfers I'd sent them. Then, with a simple click, I opened the chalet reservation, booked in my name, paid for with my card, and canceled it entirely. The $8,000 credit instantly returned to my account. No fallout yet, just a perfect, quiet execution. The next morning, my phone looked like a Christmas tree. 31 missed calls, 12 voicemails. Dad's messages were a perfect escalation, confusion, annoyance, and finally, inevitable wrath. "Patrick, there's a mistake. The chalet reservation isn't showing up. Fix this now." The betrayal was not about me being uninvited. It was the fact that his pride, his carefully curated image of success, was damaged. Vanessa quickly followed suit. "Are you seriously doing this to us?" I told all my friends about it. "Patrick, do you even care what this does to me?" Her entitlement was a constant. The real manipulation began when Mom arrived with a casserole, using her soft, studied, charming tone. "It was just tension talking, dear. You're certainly welcome, but only if you resolve the chalet issue. Your father's reputation is at stake." It wasn't about me being included. It was about me cleaning up their $8,000 mess. She concluded with the classic guilt trip. "Do you really want to ruin Christmas for your sister?" The pattern was repeating, my sacrifice, her spotlight. I thanked her for the casserole and showed her the door. Her parting shot: "Your father is very disappointed in you." 2 days later, the facade fully crumbled. Dad came to my apartment, not with rage, but with a horrifying, smooth, false charm. He offered a deal: "You'll rebook the chalet, put it under my name, and in exchange, we'll discuss increasing your involvement in family decisions." Belonging to my own family was a reward to be dangled after I paid the price. "So, you want me to rebook an $8,000 trip after you told me I wasn't invited, just so Vanessa doesn't get embarrassed?" I asked, my voice steady. His facade cracked. "It's not a threat, Patrick. It's just reality. You're old enough to understand how the world works. Nothing's free." Those words, "nothing's free," shattered years of hope. He wasn't talking about money. He was talking about love and loyalty as a transaction. The ultimate betrayal arrived 2 days later. My bank called, flagging a high-value transaction, an attempted reservation deposit for a chalet, using my account information. The name on the attempted booking was my father's. My own father had attempted to commit fraud against me. There was no longer a slender thread of loyalty. There was only resolve. While they assumed I was home pouting, I went to war in silence. I stopped answering calls, ignored the guilt trips, and let them believe I was shamed. Meanwhile, I meticulously constructed my defense. 1. The evidence folder. I gathered the chalet receipt, the cancellation reimbursement, the bank's highlighted fraud notification, Vanessa's social media boasting, and Dad's threatening voicemails. Every lie, every transaction, every paper trail they left, I collected. 2. The rebirth. I channeled my focus into work. My boss noticed. Within weeks, I was promoted and my pay tripled. I moved into a larger apartment with a skyline view. I started going to the gym. I grew stronger, professionally respected, and financially secure, all the things they try to claim I wasn't. 3. The final insult. A week before Christmas, I received a typed, cold, and formal letter from Dad. "Patrick, you're not needed in this family. Consider this a warning." Instead of crushing me, those words granted me an unusual sense of liberation. If I was not needed, I owed them nothing. The boy who sought their praise was gone. What remained was cold, sharp, and utterly intentional. I was not going to struggle for their affection anymore. I was going to make sure they knew how it felt to lose what they believed they controlled. The stage for my revenge appeared neatly. My grandparents' massive anniversary dinner. An audience of extended family, old family friends, and crucially, Dad's business partners, the very people whose opinion he desperately managed. I entered the hall in a crisp, tailored suit, a picture of successful, understated elegance. I wasn't the black sheep they described. I was the one people were genuinely happy to see. Dinner was served, speeches were made, and then, inevitably, Vanessa took the bait. She laughed loudly, telling a table, "It was such a disaster because Patrick bailed at the last minute. Dad and I had to scramble to make Christmas decent." I calmly put down my drink and replied, "That's interesting, Vanessa, because from where I sit, it looked a little different." Dad immediately tried to intervene, his voice strained. "Let's not air family drama here. Tonight's about your grandparents." "I agree," I replied, standing to address the small crowd gathering around our table. "It's about family, which is why it might be nice for everyone to know the full story, since Vanessa already started it." I pulled my laptop from my bag, connected it to the hall's projector screen, and began the presentation. I did not yell. I did not accuse. I simply let the evidence speak. The screen illuminated with 1. The chalet confirmation email, showing my name and my $8,000 payment. 2. The cancellation receipt, showing the refund returned to me. 3. Vanessa's social media posts, bragging about the chalet Dad rented. 4. Dad's internal email chain, claiming Vanessa had paid for everything. 5. Finally, the official bank fraud alert, flagged for attempted theft using my information, with his name on the attempted booking. The silence that followed was suffocating. You could hear the clinking of forks. I did not have to say a word. I simply stood there, an undeniable image of success and truth, while their faces turned pale and frozen. Dad tried to salvage it. "Let's not overreact. It was a misunderstanding." I cut him off, my voice cool. A misunderstanding is forgetting to invite someone. This was deliberate, and I think everyone here deserves to know what family values mean to you. Mom finally broke, whispering, "Patrick, please stop." But it was too late. Their carefully constructed facade had shattered in front of their most valuable audience. I gathered my laptop and walked out, leaving them in the center of the chaos they had created. The consequences were immediate and final. Dad's business contacts stopped returning his calls. His reputation, which he treasured above all else, was in tatters. Vanessa's pathetic attempts at playing the victim on social media were met with screenshots of her own lies. My mother was seen as complicit, the peace she so prized now broken beyond repair. I remained silent. I didn't need to gloat. My victory was in the sudden, liberating silence of my phone and the peace of my own apartment. I had stopped trying to earn their approval and started investing in my own life. They didn't bar me from Christmas. I simply denied them entry into the success I had created outside their orbit. The family they had built was transactional. The life I built was my own. As I look out over the city lights tonight, I know I didn't just want to fight. I want my freedom. And for the first time, I understand a real truth. "You're not needed in this family" was the greatest gift they could have ever given me. If this story of quiet, surgical boundaries resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Subnarrator. Let me know in the comments, what was the most satisfying piece of evidence Patrick presented? We'll see you next time.